Well, greetings, hello, and welcome back to the series. It's episode number 13 coming at you, and this is Imperial Jedi, in case you don't know the voice. What's going on, my friends? And yeah, what's going on? Hello. For those of you who do know my voice, drop me a comment. Good to talk to you. And if you do, hello, welcome. I'm a Canadian YouTuber. I do a lot of Twitch these days, but in the early days of Skylines, I was forefront, I want to say. Maybe, somehow. No, probably not. But yeah, I've been playing this game nonstop since it started, and I try to take a very tutorial-based approach when I do my videos. And it's really cool to be like this far into the game and feeling like it's still sometimes the first time I play. And especially when you do these collaborative efforts, just like get other ideas out there is so cool. To see other people like, you know, tackle the same region you build. It's a fun way to go about things, right? Now, what's really fun too is I actually just moved to the region we're trying to emulate in real life. So during the 5 Builders 1 City first season, my very first pass, I was in the city of Toronto. And then I drove 4,500 kilometers across the country to move to Vancouver Island, which is Pacific Northwest. So I'm going to do my best to incorporate everything I've kind of learned up until now. I haven't been here for all that long, so you might see some rookie mistakes I make. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys my 2 cents on some of the infrastructure we got. I've got some ideas to like build out and get some fun stuff in, and I'd like to make the area feel just a little bit more believable. I think we are absolutely like hitting home runs here. It's like too good, you know? Too good. But yeah, so what's on the docket for today? Well, I thought we'd start just kind of getting to know each other a bit more. We'd just, you know, tinker about in the city, explore some views, see what we like. And I'm hoping to record 2 or 3 episodes. And what I'd like to do in the course of the few episodes that we'll have together until our next pass is I want to try a residential spot in the hillside here. Nothing too crazy, just kind of using a little bit of the terrain and throwing in a few more roads. And I was hoping that we could actually rebuild this thing. I feel like this has kind of been on the docket since almost like day 1. As artist mentioned it. Yeah, literally in episode 1. So we could connect it. We could try to build something, I don't want to say overly grandiose. We do have some options here. But yeah, we could start a little bit small. We'll see how it feels. And things I do want to definitely address is a little bit of traffic. I know Lee just did a rebuild on this area here, but I've been doing so much lately on the streams with node controller, intersection marking tool, move it mod, traffic president. So I've got, I think, a few tricks up my sleeve that I'd like to implement and hopefully inspire some of you guys when it comes to this. And I think it's so fascinating to watch other people try and tackle like literally the exact same problems. It's so cool to see different perspectives. All right, so where can we start? Let's do a little bit more of a simpler approach here. Okay, so I was noticing that traffic when it was coming from this residential neighborhood and this industrial zone here, that we're getting a bit of a jam. And I only see this getting worse as time goes by. We either need another highway connection so the industry can kind of do their own thing on their own, or we would need to have like a different way for the residents to come in and out over here. Because, you know, I'd argue it's not too far, but it's kind of a drive. You get down here. If you live right here, you might enjoy on-off highway access. So what we can do in the interim is just buy ourselves a bit more time and add in a bit more drivability through here. So we're just going to increase the flow rate. And it's kind of a fun, simple way to show you guys how I'm doing node control and all that stuff. So yeah, so what I do is I address a problem, build an area, you know, put the roads, all that stuff down first. So we're in that phase right now. So let's find a 2-lane concrete highway. Oh, you know what? I don't want to lose that fence, ideally. Move this slightly over. It saves me from having to just find that again. Now, the irony would be if that just destroyed the fence anyway. Okay, so we can tell 2 different lanes to enter. By the time they're done here, they have to merge. We're going to change how the lanes interact with each other here. And what we're going to do is spread one of these nodes out so that the lane changes can happen over a larger surface area and it does not look so silly. Cars have to really slow down when they do this, and this is killing us in the long run. Now this stuff, it's challenging in vanilla, not impossible. I can give you guys some scenarios, but I don't want to get too distracted. But basically the way it works is where the end destination is. So these cars wanting to be in the left here with that being 2 lanes is kind of a factor. The fact that they're also turning right, I don't even know. But yeah, it has to do with whether you're turning left or right, kind of like down the road. Anyway, get ahead of myself here. So love that, keep that. I would like an asymmetrical road though, going in. I think it's such a nice tunnel. that's just the default tunnel from the Industries DLC roads. Who would have thunk it, eh? All right, we're looking for asymmetrical, which does come from the Mass Transit DLC many, many moons ago. And we'll do the little cat's eye right here. So we'll flip the direction. So 2 lanes that way, 2 lanes this way. And we're at the point now from a safety perspective. Let's throw in a traffic light. And this is so cool, like absolutely so cool. Let me get one more piece of this done. So a lot of the mods, especially the bigger name ones, like I said, I've been testing them out. They just seemed really cool to use, but just too intimidating to use. I just didn't really know. And you'll kind of see, I still struggle a little bit. I have a lot of fun with them, but I'm not the greatest yet, you know, but I think practice makes perfect. And so, yeah, the majority of the mods I've been too intimidated to use. They've been getting these like outstanding quality of life improvements. And what's even better is a lot of them are like compatible with each other now too. So we will do something cool here. Move that slightly back. Perfect. Okay, so that's an extra driving lane through here. And you're probably thinking to yourself, like, dude, this is not, like, nothing here is better. I know, trust me. So let's go in. Now they got all the lanes, everything sorted. Let's grab this guy here is left and a straight. You are a dedicated highway, and we went to the wrong side. You go here. And then what we're going to do is create a custom traffic light, and the variable will be that you can turn right on a red. So even when these guys have the green light to enter the highway, they're going to enter their lane safely, and then traffic can also enter here safely. And then what we're going to do is go down here and not lane change there. We're going to merge safely together right here. And hopefully safely is the key word here. But yeah, so this is, again, not really winning any awards yet. You can kind of see the traffic situation isn't fantastic. A lot of the vehicles just want to go onto the highway anyhow. So how do you do the timed traffic light? Well, in the old days, you had to do all the variables yourself. Manual traffic light. You can change the modes. You have like the advanced left. It's just so complicated. That's too much, man. I can't do that. I tried, but just you got it so wrong so often that it would hurt your soul. But now what you do is you click on a timed traffic light, control, click. Boom. All of that just like right before your eyes. All the variables, all the math, all the everythings. How's it even possible? Incredible. So we're going to turn this on a 3-speed for a hot second here. Let this cycle through the light a few times here. You're supposed to be able to turn right in that scenario. Here I am preaching. It didn't even happen. Yeah, is that not? Oh, okay, that's weird. So in other scenarios that I have seen, we would have... oh gosh, I don't even think I can change this on my own. This is just totally... It's just ruined my entire speech here, didn't it, eh? Because yeah, this one I want to be able to turn right on a red. I wonder if we have European properties turned on, that maybe is the thing. Let me head over to the options menu here, just really quickly. Where are we? I want traffic manager, which is probably staring me right in the face. I wish this was, oh, there it is. So gameplay, wow, it got really quiet without the music, didn't it? That one will help, the advanced vehicle AI. This is a dependency on your own computer. This will add definitely some more CPU resources, so be careful with this one. But no, policies, I want to have vehicles turn right on a red. Automatically add traffic lights, cool. Vehicles going straight may change, no thank you. Unless we say that. Vehicles may turn right, oh there we are. That's what I want. Yeah, perhaps that was turned off for the European settings. I know that in real life, in Europe, you cannot do this. In Canada, most parts of North America, no problem. You can turn right on a red. You have to come to a full stop, though. It's not like you can just come like barreling through. And you can only proceed, of course, if it's like clear. Like pedestrians, everyone else has the right of way here. And you turn into your lane. And you know, it's a weird one, but in North America, you can actually turn left on a light in the same scenario. And there's only one condition, and that's a one-way going on to another one-way. So it'd be the exact same like principle as turning right on a red, but because of the directional flow of traffic, you can turn left on a red. And every once in a blue moon, you get to an intersection where people just don't quite know that. Okay, so we got a lot of traffic through here, eh? It's almost like adding the traffic light is what is hurting us without the extra lanes here. Like, what if we just turn this off? Oh, I need to remove the traffic light first. The good news is, like, that's so easy to do. Fail to create. No, how do I remove that? Click on the node and then click remove first. Okay. Wherever that is. So stop and then remove. There it is. And let's remove that and then see if we had a better approach before. This is not quite what I wanted to do, spend too much time on this. Yeah, that's so much better. Okay, well, we'll keep the dedicated lane for that. We'll allow them to just play safe over here for the sake of traffic, but at some point, like I was saying before, we're going to have to get like another, you know, highway intersection or something going through here. Bypass this. I think what would realistically make sense is to continue this arterial road down, make a like a diverging diamond or something really cool, and this can be a whole new residential area with some newer kind of condos, some of the green city buildings. But man, I'm all over the place. Hold on, we were doing something so simple, right? Just starting with some really nice lane control, and we got so distracted. Okay, so let's make our way through here. So we could, if we wanted to, do a lane mathematics scenario where we add a fourth lane or remove one of the lanes going through here. But I don't think traffic volume is an issue at this point, so we can keep this the way it is. I'm going to tell traffic to be able to go straight and then over one lane. And then this lane here goes there, and then the middle one can be our splits. You know, I almost feel like we could do the fourth lane through here. Yeah, let's give that a try, and I'll show you guys how to make that work with the node controller. So yeah, like I was saying before, what I've been doing is a combination of movement mod, traffic president, node controller, and then the intersection marking tool. All of those together, you'll see some really cool stuff happening right here. And so yeah, immediately you can tell, right? Like this just looks a little bit odd because of the way the junctions and everything have to kind of move over. So let's grab, do we have any play in the nodes here, I wonder? I wouldn't do that, okay. So this may or may not work then. All right, so let's say hypothetically we're gonna keep this, we like the 3+1. We're gonna do our lane mathematics. So everyone's got a lane here. And then because the two lanes here are gonna be kind of going to the highway, we're gonna want traffic coming inward to have made up their mind ahead of time, and we're going to allow 2 lanes to go left and 2 lanes to go right, with not too much lane changing in between. Sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place, but yeah, so we set the roads up. Oh, for a second, I go into speech. Let me just switch this back over. Actually, you know, I think Surviving Mars, that is a good, I really like this soundtrack. That's a good one. This is a random one, but if you guys really enjoy the soundtrack, Paradox is doing a limited time vinyl. So that's kind of cool, right? Pre-order, I think they're sending it out for the end of the year. All right, so cars come in. You got the ability to go one over, and you need to go one over again. Perfect. Otherwise, everything else should be good. That just means that, like, if you get on the highway, you're not stuck going to the right. Now, something I want to do is space this node out so that when you do lane change, it's not so abrupt and you can keep more of your speed. So let's grab this, change this over to a stretch. Now, what we've done too, I should point out for this episode, is we've changed the node controller from the 2.0 to the node controller renewal, which is the 3.0. It's the newest one. And I'm in love with it. I'm using it now, yeah, since it came out. I just can't stop. So the colors are going to respond to the different areas it's affecting. You can just simply scroll with the all. And I'm not going to go too far because it's going to make the lane arrows look a little bit odd. Or little markings, I should say, sorry. But what we're effectively doing is allowing the cars to do a smoother lane change over a larger surface area. And then we're going to do the exact same thing over here. You don't want to stretch the node out too much, because the game kind of treats it like, it's almost like a mismatched height intersection. So if your intersection, in air quotes, is too mismatched, you slow down a lot. So even though we're flat, if I go huge right here, traffic will eventually kind of grind to a halt. Okay, this is a terrible example. I mean, there's some happening, but maybe the hill's not as bad as I thought underneath. It just exaggerates some of your problems, so. I feel like a lot of the time when I'm recording, it's like things I say are so contradictory, right? Because the game just has that weird sense of humor, doesn't it? All right, so the point I'm trying to make is you get smoother lane changes. That looks grand. And then for areas like this, it just cleans it up so nicely. So we're gonna click here. You can see the different colors, again, correspond to the different zones. We're gonna very simply just click on this and straighten up all the edges. Yeah, that's not bad. And then to help with this little bit of the transition, we're gonna change the overall offset of everyone. And I'm gonna yeah, no, it's perfect. And then move this slightly over. Now, the hardest part is going to be getting the lane markings, which we're going to custom draw, to look pretty convincing. Don't think it's going to look bad or anything, and I think that's got to be the different type of road. So I need a 1 lane. Just do the marker again here. Okay, so now we're at the point where we've got the road set up, we've got the nodes, a little bit more space, not this one yet. And then how does this tie into the intersection marking tool? Well, let me show you. Oh, it's grand. Oh, it's even better. Yep, that's so cool. Okay, so we'll start really simply here. So grab this one. It looks like this made itself, which is pretty darn cool. I think that's because of the types of road we use, but I actually don't know why that one drew its own line. Possibly could be because of the modded road. If that wasn't there, I definitely recommend putting this one in place. So we click, we hold left shift, and that creates a solid line. So we click again, hold left shift. You know, if you wanted to, it's gonna be so hard to color match on the spot, but if we wanted to, we could change this to a yellow variable. I'm terrible at doing this on the spot, you know what I mean? But like, okay, that's actually not so bad. And then if we wanted this to line up, we're gonna hold down left control, and we're gonna click that node while holding control and just give it a little touch like that. Just a little boom. Perfect. Like in the middle of my explanations, we get these like insanely loud commercials. I love the Surviving Mars, but we'll switch back. So we'll click, and this is gonna be a dash line. And you can see it's slightly different than the regular highway. If we want, we can try, oh boy. So what do we want here? We want the length of it. Might like minimize that. I think I make that bigger. Yeah, we can spread that out. Keep that variable going. Again, I'm not the greatest at that, you know, but let's say even Steven 10. And we'll put that one over there. And we just change that variable now to a 10. Not rocket science, but you know, we're getting there. And now this one, we want this to be a solid. So you hold your lane. That's kind of the idea of this, right? So click, and it's holding down the left shift. And what we've made now is a very nice little area here to fill in. Let's grab this guy holding left shift. Now here's where things get a little bit kooky. So I'm gonna hold down left alt. See how the dots change color? I'm gonna click here. That's why it's important to do this curvy one. If not, it'll come out as a straight. So we're gonna click down there. And then it, by default, is gonna do a nice stripe pattern. And that's pretty darn handsome. If we wanted to, we could change it to a grid, if that's more your vibe. Or if you want to make an intersection where it's like, don't block the grid, here you go, right? These inspirations coming here. Solid, also regional, could be your thing. Could be what you're going for. Change the color of the solid. Let's say you wanted to do some purple roads, because like obviously that's the way to go about things. Like, what, purple? No, I'm just joking. That's cool. But yeah, you can kind of see here, just the more you do, the more fun this becomes here. So we'll go to default, which is that nice kind of gray color, so you don't mess anything too much. And we're gonna go for some chevrons. That kind of makes the most sense where I live. And we're gonna rotate those until they line up. That's pretty darn cool. Markings, not horrifying, could be better. That's a pretty fast speed through there, right? So what we can also do is go into our speed limit control here and see how that's a 50 going in. Let's make that a 35. So just slow her down a little bit here, boys, as you come in. And then, if you can, pick up speed when you're through, you know? Maybe a 45 through here. That's a little bit slow now. Yeah, you know, slow for the merge. That's better. And, you know, Bob's your uncle. I mean, that's not too crazy, right? And then, if you wanted to take it one step further, this is when you start putting in, like, the rain barrels, the signs. you know, the whatever, the merging of this one coming in. You know, that yellow sign that has the two roads meeting? All that stuff, right? And this is where you put your highway signs. So let's do this again. Let's do it faster. Now that we're pros. Click on this. So here, left, hold on, left shift. No need for the shift. We know our variable is roughly 10 for sort of convincible roads. This is going to be a solid. That one's going to be a solid. You're going to be a solid. Now, what's really cool too is if you make a lot of these, you can save and copy paste templates. It might not be perfect, but it's the same style. So you have like, you know, 2 and 2. It'll copy that pretty nicely, pretty convincingly. Now, I'd almost say like our dashes need to be a bit like bigger. I don't know. I don't want to worry about that right now, but we could probably fine tune this. I might maybe tinker around off camera or something, but I'm not that worried. Now, what's really cool too is you can make this pavement. It's like a raised curb, the old tire splitter. Or if you wanted to, you could also put that as grass, which is really cool. But I think from like a safety perspective on the highway, you don't want that because you will literally like split your tires. So we'll do chevrons and we'll rotate those. There it was. Yeah, it's really not too bad. The yellow looks a little odd, doesn't it, compared to the others? And yeah, I don't know, really quickly, can we change that variable? What do you look like? Instead of a 10, what could you be? Do I need to change all of them, that means? Yeah. So the dash length might be the issue. Maybe that should be a bit, yeah, okay. So we'll say that's got to be a 2. Because now I feel better about that. Yep. Very subtle change, but a nice change. And so we're trying to find the other ones. There it is. So just change that variable to 2. And then we'll just go on over here and do the same thing. Cool, not bad. Now let's switch over to the actual 6-lane bridge where the hospital is. I have some really cool ideas there. And obviously we could go through every single one of these nodes and just make it look absolutely beautiful. I kind of might. I don't know. I'm tempted to at some point. Maybe on the next pass when I get the save file, I might go ahead and do that. Just in case we change some stuff around. It might not be worth it, but you never know. You never know. Okay. Easy peasy. And yeah, it took me just a few tries to get it. And you can see I'm practically a pro now since I'm teaching you guys, right? So that's good enough to leave, I think. And let's head over here. So principally, there's nothing really wrong with this design. The irony is now we have no traffic problem, which is like so perfect. I was noticing though, there was just some peculiar lane changes, and it was really easy for traffic to just build out of nowhere here. So if you look, some of the cars are just making peculiar last second lane changes. Of course, this is like, yeah, there, that blue car, see? This is literally the worst example, but that guy there too, right? So we're just gonna make it a bit faster going through the bridge right here. Yeah, I think Lee had a great start to this, but let's just carry on the torch. Okay, I'll probably intersection marking tool this upward, just so we can get a bit more practice with that and some consistency. But what I basically want to do is add a bit more of a queuing area up here. Let's switch that to be a elevated. Yeah, switching that over, you can kind of see it's warped ever so slightly how that bridge is going up in height. So what I'm going to do is introduce a new node, delete that, and I'm going to switch that one back to the 2-laner. Yeah, see how that's a cleaner transition now? It's still not perfect, unfortunately. And this is going to be one of those things where we can probably fix it with the node controller. It's just all these different nodes and different heights makes things a bit peculiar. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to back that up since I mess it up so much. We'll do this as a ground level right here. I apologize, poor people in the houses. And then switch this to 2-laner. And then see if we can make this now mesh. So that's slightly uphill. And that's got to be slightly downhill. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know there, buddy. my last Hail Mary before I try this one more time is if we actually grab the nodes on the very top and the very bottom and everything in between, we can tell the Move It mod to give us a nice slope here. And it might just be... Oh, that's not bad, eh? Much better. It's a tricky one because of the way these nodes want to just even themselves out for the intersection height. So what if we raise a bit more of this operation? Thank goodness for the Move It mod. I remember in the old days, you would just do this by hand. Like, remove the highway, delete it, do some terraforming. Didn't work? Oh, no problem, try it again. 4 hours goes by, you're like, oh god, Cities Skylines, very time consuming. Some of you were like, I'm in this comment and I feel attacked. I know. If you actually look at some of my older YouTube videos, which are kind of a hoot to watch, given how much the game has changed, we just spent so much time redoing intersections just to get them done. Okay, my last other random question is, what if we made this into a bridge instead? Oh, that's so much better. We should have done that first. Okay. So it turns out you don't really know as much about the game as you thought you did. Not terrible, not terrible. And then we're just bringing the profile of that down slightly to smooth it out. Okay, so let's watch traffic again going here. Let's tell the vehicles to use the lanes properly. So now we have a dedicated exit lane here. We want vehicles to have made up their mind ahead of time, so we don't have as much wacky lane changes happening. Should be enough transition periods in here. Yep. And then, yeah, now that we got the road set up, we're going to do our intersection space and outing. And we're using the node controller for that. So we'll make our ends meet. My god, that's amazing. Oh, that's fantastic. Sometimes the game just does it for you, eh? And then I was saying before, which I didn't really show an example of, how the Move It mod, all of that stuff, the traffic president, it's all one team now. So if we go over here just really, really quickly, and if we look at all this, right, I can grab the Move It mod and watch the markings. Everything goes with it. We're going to get it a little bit janky here, but you see how we changed it, how the chevrons, all the points stay the same? And they're going to get a little bit wacky-tacky here, but if we look, you can still see the same lane changing, which is wild. And then we're still holding on to the node. I can do Control-Z, and that backs up the node to where it was. Is it a perfect... no, it's not perfect, unfortunately. You can kind of see we ended up with a little bit of a jankiness there, but... not terrible. And then, you know, fallback, we can always grab the node and just fix it again, right? Easy peasy. Crazy, right? And it keeps the markings. And then you can save the template, copy paste the template. So much better. Whereas before, I was just too intimidated. You know, if you change something later, you have to change everything you changed. It was just too much work. I couldn't do it. But now it's like, bring it on, right? Okay, so that's looking great. I love how this is supposed to be like a traffic fix episode, and all we're doing is just painting lines the whole time. Well, priorities, right? So now we know 2 and 10. But just think how much more building we can get done next episode now that we've done all this, right? Bring that over. And you see, like, once you get it, you can go really quickly through here. So let's throw this in. And that's a chevron, which we turn. Oh, that's so cool. And then going up the bridge itself, we want to make sure that our traffic has its lanes already chosen. So this one here is a no-go for more lane changes. And then you are a left, you are a left, you are a right. Excellent, that's a dedicated left. And then you can go straight in there. You're a dedicated right. Oh, this is great, okay. And then you two avoid there. And then lane change as normal down here. And then same idea, just like make up your mind ahead of time if you wanted to make like lefts and stuff. So we'll see less like sporadic lane changes, more confident lane changes. Let's take a swig of coffee here, guys. Coffee, fuel of the modern city planner. Okay, so now that we've got the markings set up, and we're going to tell these people not to do this as well. Good golly. Same old song and dance. Let's spread the intersection out. Practice makes perfect here. Again, the colors correspond to the different ones. If we wanted to maybe, move one out, that looks cool. But yeah, let's square the corners, rotate them all. And this kind of helps the trucks make like not as sharp of a turn. You can see that what we've done is we've changed the angle in which we're entering now. So we're gonna have to raise our nodes to correspond. And we're gonna do our best with this one because we already know this is a trouble area. Oh, that's better. So if you hold down left Alt and move the nodes, the Move It mod's gonna try and adjust it so that it has a nice kind of flow to it, which we got not too shaddily right there. Okay, a little bit of markings in here. The intersections themselves, I have a hard time with them, so maybe we can save that for the end, because I want to actually show you guys the rest of the traffic fixes here. We know what we need to do. Just drawing the lines for these ones is going to be time consuming. So on to the more important stuff first. All right, back to the traffic president. Over here, please. And what I'd like is a timed traffic light. And in the old days, doing these was so much effort, right? But now all I gotta do is just control, and is someone already done that way? Did Lee do that? Did I not even notice? I think he did. Oh, well then, yeah, here I'm drawing a blank here. Yeah, so, wait, is it a timed or is it a manual one here? Guys, I'm totally drawing a blank. I don't think Lee set this up manually. In fact, I'm positive he didn't. Yeah, no, it's the other one. But just in case you don't know how to do it, I know this is like a big circle here. Just in case, what we're doing now is just clicking with a control, and then, yeah, that's it. Makes the light. So we want the same thing over here, a control and a click, and we want to start making these into more dedicated turning lanes. Okay, switch that. I'll probably have to redo the traffic light once we change the variables for the lanes here. That's a dedicated turn. And you know what actually would be really handy is if we had a 4 and a 2. Yeah, let's grab one of those, shall we? 2 plus 3. No, thank you. I need a 4 plus 2. Yep, 4 plus 2. And we'll make that a ground level. And then dedicated turning. Let's go straight. Let's go straight here, and then your dedicated turning. Now, I think because we're going to try to offset the intersection a bit here, I want to move that a little bit over so our truck friends can still make a somewhat convincing turn through here. Okay, just bring this up. And just, yeah, a hint of the node spacing in here. Yeah, it's just a little hint of it. No, that's much better. Much better indeed. Okay, we'll draw the lane arrows. I think I might do that offline just to kind of show you guys what it will look like between episodes, but it's going to be very time consuming. I already feel like we've dedicated so much time to this, so let's get moving, mister. That's looking pretty good. But the main thing is we want to have time traffic lights, we want to have the spacing, we want to have the lanes make sense. So you're a dedicated turn. You can go straight, you can turn right and go straight, because a lot of traffic's not really going that way. And then I was noticing too that there's a fair amount of vehicles, especially when the ambulances get queued, coming out of this. So I was hoping to make just this little bit right here past the metro into a 2-lane leaving. Might as well do the same thing on the other side. And then bada bing, bada boom. A time traffic light right here. We're going to remove this one. And we're going to redo it with the new variables. And now we can turn right on a red, which is pretty handy. And we should hopefully see all this just kind of like clear in 2 or 3 light cycles. And then the last little piece of jazz we can do is tell cars to enter, even though they may not be able to make it fully through. And the logic behind that is at least they're onto the highway so they can get out of there really quickly. And then I think we might need to do the same thing over here. That's not too shabby though. So you are a dedicated turn. And there's your lane switching there. And so you have the ability. Yeah, perfect. That's really cool. So we should see some more lane sharing overall through here now. I'm going to give it a few more light cycles, but all this traffic should dissipate. Fingers crossed. Oh, that's so cool. Very happy with this. And yeah, I feel like time-wise, I don't really, like, I want to start building something, but I think I might save that for the next episode. And then in between episodes, I might do a little bit of the lane markings here. But I think we get the idea of that, though. This is not too shabby. Now, the dream would be to get these guys to not be piling in the middle lane, and then I think we can call that a win. So you go straight. You go straight. And you have the ability to turn right. And that'll help cars, yeah, entering, make up their mind a little bit sooner. And more multi-lane usage. Yeah, I just want to get a little bit less in the middle lane, but I'll still take it. Okay, well, let's take some scenic views around the city here, guys. Oh, of course there's a fire. So what I was thinking we could do for next episode is add a little bit more traffic to the area by trying to build out a bit more of the residential zones moving into the hill. And you can see we already have some really cool stuff, like a watchtower and whatnot. So I'm not really trying to like make this into like, you know, let's take it over. But at the base of the foothill, it'd be really cool to have just a little bit of residential, and we could do like a walking path and that kind of stuff. And then I want to make like multi-use infrastructure here. So we have a walking path that goes up to the ranger station, lookout tower. We should have one that maybe goes a little bit further, and we can put like a cell phone tower. Because one big issue we have in the Pacific Northwest is trying to get like cell phone reception. All the big mountains, you know, you cut off the line of sight. So if you happen to have the Natural Disasters DLC, it's actually pretty cool. You can go into your disaster buildings, and you can grab radio mass. And these things will notify your citizens of an upcoming disaster. But if you're not having the disasters on, you can use these from like a visual aid. And so I feel like that would probably be even a little bit taller up the hill, and this would maybe serve telecommunications for the valley. And if we do a few of these, it'll look like wicked cool. Then you can have like receiver ends down at the bottom. Yeah, it's really fun. And then yeah, to make it seem real, like I said, we can put this a little bit higher up. I'm not too worried about the zone or the radius or any of that kind of stuff. And then we can just, yeah, run a little path down here. And there we go. Then we can at least say we built something this episode, right? But I think it was a fun start. And I do want to take a little bit of a peek around the area still. Okay, just a little bit of terraforming so this makes sense. And I wouldn't say it would be impossible to get a vehicle through here. And in reality, up these kind of hills and that kind of stuff, you'd have, hopefully sustainable, but you'd have some logging. And we'd probably see, yeah, already some logging roads. And whether they're still in use or not is, yeah, totally, who knows, right? But they would definitely be there. It'd just be too expensive to remove them. And the logging roads themselves would just be, you know, like nothing special to them, right? A whole bunch of dirt. Maybe a bit of poured gravel or something, but for the most part, it's just like get it in where you can. Lots of slaloms. Tons of potholes. You have to go very slow. And the one thing I also want to do is maybe try to increase some of the tree density. I feel like, I don't know when, but at some point we lost some of the trees in the save file. So I think we need to kind of replant some of those, you know? All right, now to make this feel a bit safer and a bit more convincing. Oh, I hate when that happens. What I would like to do is run a few fences and that kind of stuff. And so yeah, I was just saying, I don't want to take over too much of the hill, but it would be nice to have like this be a hill for some of the residents in this little spot here. Can that be smoother? There you go. That's nice. Yeah, it's not terrifying. Definitely not terrifying. Doable. Definitely doable. And yeah, just like, you know, where we have the ranger station and whatnot, we could do little bits of fencing. talk about tree density, you get rid of trees. Yeah, tons more of these pines even, you know, just a few. Can I put on anarchy? Yeah, get a bit more in here. Because yeah, I just was blown away at the absolute height of some of these trees as well over in the Pacific Northwest. I feel like I could talk about those just forever. Okay, we said we did something, now we did something, that's cool. So we got some telecommunications for the area. But yeah, guys, let's wrap it up here. Bit of a all over the place ending, but good start. Good start. And if we look over here, all we've done is make massive traffic. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Why do you like this game? Yeah, it's an odd one. Everyone's using this middle lane too much. And it's because that's dedicated turning lane. Is that the issue? I think so. Yeah, let's see if that fixes it. Okay, that was a fake ending, a fake out. Don't do those. You've already clicked out of the video. Half people are missing this, yeah, right? Okay, well, I'm going to tinker a little bit more with this. Probably paint in the intersection lines here. That right there was enough to get it going. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, chop that up for a win. Good ending. Good save right there, eh? All right, well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Let's take a look at some views right here. And I will see you guys in the next one. And we'll start with a bit of residential building. And yeah, kind of lead up into the hills, tie in some more with that infrastructure we just built. And I think for the episode after that, we'll give a try over here at just making this intersection a bit more functional for the city. And will hopefully allow us to grow. Because I think we got to start pumping up a bit more of the density through here. It feels like we might have like a few different kind of cores. But I'm thinking we maybe should start trying to focus a bit more height down at the waterfront here. You know, keep this side a bit more industrial. And then this side can be more like, yeah, waterfront tourism kind of stuff. And then, you know, some of the office towers and whatnot. But it's cool to see like up here near the university campus also like starting to expand. And then my 2 cents, I'd say, oh yeah, oh my goodness, we're all over the place here. My 2 cents, I feel like we need a couple more arterial roads over here. And the last thing, so you guys can ponder on this one, is this train going through here. Where are you? See that train tunnel? I feel like this objectively is a little bit too much. Like it's too much underground for too long. I think what we'd possibly see is the tunnel would maybe go under the highway. And I think it would pop up over here. So if we could, I'd like to maybe tie a train station in with this area over here and then, you know, get some more transit and stuff into the university campus and then taper that into the hills. So train coming through here, following the natural tree line, heading back over to here, and then probably joining up that way. It's just going to be a hassle because we don't have the tiles yet. Okay, this is the real ending now. I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Drop me a comment. Why are the videos all over the place here? Who's a psychologist? Who can psychoanalyze me here? Imperial, you need to stay focused. Thank you. I think you are right, mysterious stranger. But yeah, guys, pleasure as always. Drop me your comments, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Imperial Jedi signing off. Happy building, and have a great day.